The best place to start with negative beliefs especially is asking yourself, is that true? I'm not pretty, is that true? I'm not smart, is that true? I'm not lovable, is that true? I'll never be good at this, is that true? Is it true? Come on. That's my favorite thing to think about negative thoughts, is like, is it true? Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Hi guys, my name is Sandra, aka Sands with Bands, aka Sandy Baby, aka Sandy Cheeks, aka SANDRE my darling. Love it at the top because I done started from the bottom, and if you ask about me, best believe they're gonna call it I don't want no smoke, but if you do, then it's a problem. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Welcome back if you're here again. That just means you support and love me, and I support and love you back. For those of you who don't know, my name is Sandra. I want to keep today's video short and sweet because I've got other things to do, places to be, people to see, you know? I've got other things to do. But it is important that I engage with you guys like this because this is a commitment I've made, okay? We are married to the game, okay? I'm married to this YouTube game. Soon I'll have like, you know, one of those plaques that like sit at the back that say, Sandra's just been killing the YouTube game. She's just been finishing the vibes. Anyway, if you're not familiar, this is a safe space in which I engage you guys really softly and gently on what it is to experience life as the one and only Sandra, and how it is that we can engage and experience life together and have it feel less daunting and less overwhelming and actually get to live, because I firmly believe this shit is not supposed to be hard. So today's video is about thoughts and the different type of thoughts that we think, and why it's important and necessary to know that we have different types of thoughts. What happened in my experience when I understood how to compartmentalize my thoughts, I started understanding, one, why I have certain thoughts, and two, how to better sift through ones that I don't like and actually choose ones that are better suited for joy and pleasure and bliss and happiness. So the three types of categories that I put my thoughts into is, number one, beliefs. Beliefs are thoughts that I have been conditioned whether positively or negatively. Beliefs are thoughts that you think over time and reinforce over time, whether through conditioning or your own, internalization of what you know and believe to be true. Beliefs are simply just thoughts that are thunk over time, over and over and over and over again. That's all a belief is. A belief is something that you know to be true. Whether it's true or not is a different thing, but a belief is just a reinforced thought. Then you get intrusive thoughts, right? And these are the ones that still bother me, but used to bother me a whole lot more because I used to confuse them with my beliefs. Intrusive thoughts are thoughts that literally pop in like a, how do I put it? I don't know how to put it without like just using an action. Like you be chilling, and then this thought comes and you're just like, oh my God. Hence the term intrusive thought. So an intrusive thought is a thought that pops out of, let's say, nowhere. We know it doesn't pop out of nowhere because we have subconscious programming, and we're constantly taking things in from like our environment, even though we're not like presently and primarily focused on them. Intrusive thoughts are thoughts that feel like, what the heck? What the beep? What the fuck, man? That's what intrusive thoughts are. And then I feel like overthinking is the next type of, say, thought pattern that can exist in one's brain or in one's, mental headspace. And I feel like overthinking is a mix of intrusive thoughts and beliefs. It's a whole lot of gang shit going on at once, and it feels almost like paralyzing in a sense because you're like, okay, what is the real, bro? What is the real? So those are the three types of ways I like to compartmentalize my thoughts. There's beliefs, right? There's intrusive thoughts, and then there's compulsive or obsessive or overthinking type of thoughts. As someone who really struggled for a long time with what was going on or swimming in my mental space, realizing that I can compartmentalize my thoughts, then separate and sort them further into, okay, this is worth my time, this isn't worth my time, or this is actually something that was told to me and it actually isn't something that I believe, versus this is an intrusive thought, really helped me change my life and then choose better quality thoughts. I think it's quite, I want to say even irresponsible to keep telling people, think better thoughts, choose better thoughts, think better things. And it's just like, okay, but you have to teach them about the type of thoughts that they're having before they're able to select different. Guys, options aren't gonna come from nowhere. People have to know that they have options before they're able to just pick better thinking or better feeling thoughts. So when I realized and learned about the different types of thoughts we have and how not all of them have to belong to us and how we can keep the ones that we want and expand on them, my life really changed for the better. So intrusive thoughts are when, say, I'm on a balcony and my brain says, hey, jump. And I'm like, no. Or say for someone who's driving, you're peacefully just going down the lane, okay, you're in the lane, vibes are vibing in the lane, and then your brain says, drive into oncoming traffic, and you're just like, come on. And what I love about intrusive thoughts is they're so easy to not believe. I'm not gonna jump off the ledge, I'm not gonna drive into oncoming traffic, but the thought is still happening. It doesn't stop the thing from happening in my brain. So intrusive thoughts are thoughts that are exactly that. They're intrusive, they don't belong, and you know it and you feel it immediately because you're just like, what did you just say? With those ones, I've learned to discard them fast, quick, and in a hurry, because I'm like, you don't even go here. Like, get her out. Security! Get her out. She does not belong here. So I've learned to stop identifying with intrusive thoughts because they're just not true or valuable in their nature. And learning that they are just that, they're intrusive. They're gonna come and feel like, whoa. But you know in your heart of hearts, you don't even have to know in your heart of hearts with intrusive thoughts. You just know immediately, just like, no, dude, stop it. Those are intrusive thoughts. Then you get beliefs. Beliefs are where it gets a little bit tricky for me, because when I came to realize that the beliefs that I held were the product of a lot of programming, I was just like, well, damn, I've been thinking these thoughts for yonks. Come to find they actually don't even stem from my own original thought patterns. And I'm simply speaking to negative beliefs because those seem to really be the toughest to undo. I'll never be good at this. I'm so bad at math. I'm not smart. I did not think I was smart for the longest time because of external voices and factors telling me that, maybe you're just not good at this, or you're not cut out for this, or, this thing isn't for you. Come to find, when I took over my own brain and wanted to figure out what is actually possible for me and believe new things, I started reinforcing new ideas in my brain and making new connections between what is possible and is potentially possible for me, or what it is I'm willing to invest my energy into and willing to discard. Beliefs are thoughts that are simply reinforced over time, which can be so interesting, especially when they're negative, because if something has been reinforced over time, automatically especially, and it's negative, it feels like it's never going to go away. But I'm here to tell you today that your automatic negative thoughts and beliefs can dissipate with your intentional restructuring and regrouping and reorganizing. And that is why I will stress again, knowing that there are different types of thoughts is the most important thing and such an important step to take before you even try changing your thoughts. With automatic negative beliefs, I sat down with myself and I said, okay, what is it that we're constantly thinking? beliefs are also automatic. They are less intrusive and more like, oh, we always think this, so it's not really scary. It's uncomfortable to think that, nobody likes me, or that I'm not smart, or I'll always be bad at math, or, that I'm not loved. But are these things true? And with that one simple question, yay, I had a whole lot of relief and a whole lot of self-trust being built in myself, because I realized, okay, these things that I'm thinking so automatically and so sternly and so assuredly, are they even true? Come on with it. The best place to start with negative beliefs especially is asking yourself, is that true? I'm not pretty, is that true? I'm not smart, is that true? I'm not lovable, is that true? I'll never be good at this, is that true? Is it true? Come on. That's my favorite thing to think about negative thoughts, is is it true? And then the next type of thought is overthinking, which I think is a combination of intrusive thoughts and automatic negative beliefs. Overthinking is when intrusive thoughts have a party with automatic beliefs, and then they just start mingling, dude. They all brought plus ones. They're plus ones brought plus ones. There's wine being spilled on the carpet. Someone's jumping on the couch. The TV's cracked. Nobody knows how it happened. And I'm just there okay, fix it, Jesus. Somebody take the wheel, because it won't be me. But when I realized that it's a combination of those two things, and because I know my intrusive thoughts not to be worth even thinking, and because I know that my automatic negative beliefs don't even stem from me in the first place, I cannot carry the burden of overthinking for days, weeks, months on end about things that actually did not originate from me in the first place. Feel me, brothers and sisters? Feel me? Yeah. So with those three categories, and the one question that I ask myself constantly about say anything, is that true? I've really learned to start thinking better quality thoughts. So say my brain says, you're never gonna get that thing. I say, okay, who told me that? Or where does that kind of thought stem from? It stems from, say, a teacher who told me in grade 3 that I'd never amount to nothing or whatever. And then I realized, okay, so this thought isn't even originally mine. Sharp. What's the opposite of that thought? Actually, I will get this thing, and I am overqualified, and I am who they want to pick, and I am the excellent choice, and I am, and it starts becoming more positive, and you start realizing, damn, I don't have to be so mean to myself. And that was also such a life-changing thought for me. I said, I don't have to be mean to myself in my head. What? And it's the type of shit that will bring you to tears, for real, because you realize that you spent a lot of your life not by your own fault, but by default, thinking things that were not conducive to your growth, thinking things that were not conducive to your health, thinking things that were not conducive to your personal development. And because I understand that we're all victims of victims, I'm not sitting here and blaming anybody else. But yeah, when you realize that actually maybe this negative shit didn't start with me, you start feeling more empowered to change it, because you're like, okay, cool, then if I am in control, what do I want to think? What do I want to fill my brain with? And then you start going on things like mental diets. I'm currently on a mental diet. I'm not listening to certain music, not forever, but just for the time being, while I'm priming my mind for a new state and a new way of being. There are certain things I have to take out before I start taking them in, because I'm still building that filter of, is this true? Do we want this? Do we not? It's really baby steps with all this shit. You're not going to flip this shit in one day. You're not supposed to, dude. I've also realized, thinking the cliches, chef's kiss. One day at a time. Take shit one day at a time. Best thought. What else do I like to think? Rome wasn't built in a day. Best thought to have. What else do I like to think? I'm only a girl, dude. I'm just one human being. You have to be gentle with yourself in your mind before you start seeing any change outward. And I think seeing change outward is cool, but seeing yourself change internally first is dope, so that you can actually be ready for the world. And it's actually that simple. It's as simple as questioning the thoughts that you have. I think that's another good thing to do is, okay, we're thinking this thing. question that thought back. Say, okay, cool. Okay, and what? Like, I don't think fighting it is maybe the energy to have. I don't fight my thoughts, but with the repetitive negative ones, I've started coming at them like this. Like, okay, cool, let's go then. Let's go. Who said that? Nobody told me that. That's just something that I'm thinking, okay, where did I get that from? Okay, I got it from here. Cool. Do I care about this person's opinion? No, I don't. Or do I care about the societal pressure to be this way or do this thing like this? No, I don't. So why am I going to keep thinking that thing? And they start backing down because I'm just so stern about the fact that I will not live inside my head and have to fight for my life every day like I used to because of thoughts that actually don't belong to me. So, with all that said, I want to share something with you from one of my favorite books in the whole wide world. It's called You Can Change Your Life by Louise Hay. Shout out Louise Hay because yes, you can definitely change your life. I'm gonna open to page 33. This is what the book looks like. Okay, so nice, so psychedelic, so whimsical, so colorful. She's so awesome, bro. This one is so dope. My therapist based a lot of our sessions on the teachings of this book, and I don't read this book like a novel or like the difference between fiction and non-fiction has been beating my ass since grade 3. Hey, non-fiction is the one where it's anyway, fuck it. There's this chapter that I read the chapter and I said, no, I'm taking my bookmark back there and I'm starting from the beginning because it's just too clean. Oh yes, another thing, the past has no power over you. There's no rule that says you have to keep thinking the thoughts that you think from even 2 minutes ago. Sweetie, you can change your thoughts today, right now. But remember, I told you that you need to realize the type of thoughts that you're having before you just go and say, I'm changing my thoughts. Or if you're that kind of bitch, that kind of nigga, that kind of person, you can actually, who am I to tell you that you can't change your thoughts today? Don't listen to me. No, but listen to me, okay? Please also understand, yes, that a lot of our negative thoughts come from negative messaging. It's actually not your fault, this thing, dude. It's not your fault, this thing entirely. It's up to you to change it. It's up to you to make sure that you're not bleeding all over other people with your negative thoughts and then making it their problem, which is something I've had to learn because I really used to be that person. It was gak in my head and then it's gak outside and then I'm looking like, wait, what? Whole time it's like, girl. Accountability is also just a lovely thing to incorporate for people who are trying to have better quality thoughts. Be accountable, baby. Be accountable for the things that you're saying and the things that you're thinking, and realize that there is a very real connection between what it is that you are internally speaking, whether it's about yourself or the conversations that you're having mentally with others. Is you're always fighting niggas in your head, you're fighting your mama in your head, you're fighting your friends in your head, you fighting your teacher, you fighting the Uber driver in your head, and then you come outside and you experience that. What else did you expect? Hey? When I realized the correlation between the mental chatter that I'm having with myself and others is being played out in real life, that made me want to shape up real quick. I said, then I won't be cussing people out in my head or like being, overly negative about shit in my head, because it's actually what's playing out in my reality. This video is pending. I don't think it'll be my next video, but like one of the videos I actually want to talk about is how thoughts become things. Maybe that will be the next one. I think it was page 33, chapter 4. Is it true? She says here, the question, is it real or is it true, has two answers, yes and no. It is true if you believe it to be true. It is not true if you believe it isn't true. The glass is both half full and half empty, depending on how you look at it. There are literally billions of thoughts we can choose to think. Most of us choose to think the same kind of thoughts our parents used to think. You see how it's from before you, bro. It's from before you, this thing sometimes. Most of us choose to think the same kind of thoughts our parents used to think, but we don't have to continue to do this. There is no written law that says we can only think in one way. Whatever I choose to believe becomes true for me. Whatever you choose to believe becomes true for you. Our thoughts can be totally different. Our lives and experiences are totally different. Stop for a moment and catch your thought. What are you thinking right now? If it is true that your thoughts shape your life, would you want what you were just thinking right now to become true for you? If it is a thought of worry or anger or hurt or revenge or fear, how do you think this thought will come back to you? It's not always easy to catch our thoughts because they move so swiftly. However, we can begin right now to watch and listen to what we say. If you hear yourself expressing negative words of any sort, stop mid-sentence. Either rephrase the sentence, hence I said, okay, is it true? If not, then what else could it be, Or just drop it. You could even say to it, out. Imagine yourself in the line at a cafeteria or perhaps at a buffet in a luxurious hotel where instead of dishes of food, there are dishes of thoughts. You get to choose any and all the thoughts you wish. These thoughts will create your future experiences. Now, if you choose thoughts that will create problems and pain, that's rather foolish. It's like choosing food that always makes you ill. We may do this once or twice, but as soon as we learn which foods upset our bodies, we stay away from them. Can I get a lactose intolerant amen from the people in the front and the back? Where did I stop? Okay. It says here, we may do this once or twice, but as soon as we learn which foods upset our bodies, we stay away from them. It's the same with our thoughts. Let us stay away from thoughts that create problems and pain. When there is a problem, there is not something to do, there is something to know. That's why I started this thing with, if we know that there are different types of thoughts first, it's not something to fix. Let's first realize that we have different types of thoughts, that they stem from different types of places. Then from what we know about those things, can we start to implement change. Tivas are so funny. I'm gonna finish off. It says, our minds create our future. When we have something in our present that is undesirable, then we must use our minds to change the situation. And we can begin to change it this very second. It is my deep desire that the topic, how your thoughts work, would be the very first subject taught in school. Louise, she's with me, guys, from grade 1. We need to be knowing these things, but like, dololo nothing. Anyway, it's fine. At 27, it's okay. Or whatever age that you are, let's learn it now. You see that thought? It's like, okay, it didn't happen then, it can still happen now. Let's be gentle. Let's be calm. Let's realize that there's no time like the present, and the power is in the present moment. So even now is a good time for this information to be presented. It is my deep desire that the topic, how your thoughts work, would be the very first subject taught in school. I have never understood the importance of having children memorize battle dates. It seems like such a waste of mental energy. Instead, we could teach them important subjects such as how the mind works, how to handle finances, how to invest money for financial security, how to be a parent, how to create good relationships, and how to create and maintain self-esteem and self-worth. All these things are so different, but what unifies and unites them is that it starts with beliefs and thoughts and what you believe to be true about finances, what you believe to be true about your beauty, what you believe to be true about how a family can work, what you believe to be true about what relationships look like. These things all stem from thoughts. Can you imagine what a whole generation of adults would be like if they had been taught these subjects in school along with their regular curriculum? She said, still math. She said they'll still be NS, but like niggas need to know about like their thoughts. Think about how these truths would manifest. We would have happy people who feel good about themselves. We would have people who are comfortable financially and who enrich the economy by investing their money wisely. Why? Because they're thinking different about money. They're not thinking this thing is just a spending tool or I use money to control people. You see how better quality thoughts would change the world? Come on now. They would have a good relationship with everyone and would be comfortable with the role of parenthood, and then go on to create another generation of children who feel good about themselves. Yet within all this, each person would remain an individual expressing his or her own creativity. There is no time to waste. Let's continue with our work. See why you can't read this book like a novel? It really is a lot to just take in and think about how our lives can and will. I believe, one of the thoughts I believe is that this world will change drastically and positively in my lifetime in order for me to experience the peace and joy that comes from human unity and people thinking better feeling thoughts about their lives, about their things, about their people, about themselves, about the world at large. That's a belief that I have. Nobody can take that away from me. I believe that to be true. With all that said, I hope that you start realizing that you don't have to think the way that you usually do or did, and take this from someone who, like I said, automatic negative beliefs used to run my life. And it's not that the automatic negative beliefs don't come anymore, it's just I'm able to combat them with what I now have decided is true in my existence and my reality, and I have a better quality of life as a result of ensuring that I'm in charge, that I decide, and because I decide, I have power. Thank you for joining me today. I hope that you are gentle with yourself in this process. I didn't mention how long it took me to change my thoughts. I've just always had the desire, dude. From when I was young, I was just like, I don't think this can be it. I just didn't know how. And only now at like 27 am I really figuring out the ways in which I can have a better quality life through having better quality thoughts. So yeah, remember that you get to choose, you get to decide, you get to figure out, you get to stumble and fall. It's all about you. And because it's all about you, it's also all about me. And when it's all about us together, only good things can happen. I love you so much. I hope that you've already liked, commented, and subscribed, bro. Like, come on, you already know what to do, okay? See you guys in my next video, in which I think, be talking about how your thoughts create your reality, or maybe my experience with how changing my thoughts has changed my reality. Yeah? Love you, bye. I would love to try and put this as concisely as possible, but my Gemini brain, my Sandra brain, it's Sandra fried. And I love that about myself, but I really am on a time crunch. But there is something I do want to get out that I feel I didn't include, and it's the fact that I'm calling it a fact because it really is fact. Like, I'm not gonna call shit facts if it's not facts, because I don't cap. You see my brain. I'm here to be in and out. I came to say that I forgot to add that a good first step for when you're wanting to change the way it is that you think is to change what it is that you're putting inside. So your mental diet is gonna matter more than it usually has. And what you put in is definitely what you're gonna get out, right? So the mental diet is necessary, because if you are trying to change your ideas about, say, love and romance, and you're only listening to songs where it's actually saying the opposite, or maybe they're discussing heartbreak. It's not that the heartbreak is bad, but you're trying to not be in that space. So try filter the things it is that you're consuming. You're gonna see that change in the way that, say, now you interact with the TV. What are you watching? With the music, what are you listening to? With the friends and the conversations, what are you saying? What are you agreeing to? What are you disagreeing to? I'm currently in a space where I'm trying to change the way it is I interact with my people and myself, right? But mainly my outward people. And so the reality TV that's always cussing people out and someone's always mad at someone is not gonna work, because I'm not trying to be in that space right now. We really need to take very seriously the ways in which our subconscious and conscious choices are aiding our thought and mental experience. And then that's when, like, okay, maybe you'll be inclined to do things different because you're not constantly giving yourself the same stimuli, you feel me? Then that's when I guess, like, the mental chatter has space to even want to try do different, because you're giving yourself new things to think about, so that the old things are getting challenged by something. There's no use in trying to change your thoughts if you're going to keep giving yourself the same stuff, because you're going to keep thinking the same things and then blame yourself for, like, just not, I guess, shaping up in the ways that you thought you would see yourself shape up. It's because you're giving yourself the same shit. So maybe that's everything. I think so. I hope so.